What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another day
Another day of podcast
presented by our damn self.
skills.
So 342,
Yeah.
Christmas edition, baby. Xmas edition. Let's go. Christmas.
And
Like,
in honor of the day, you guys can see it. My
I,
shirt says, "It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza."
mine just says Oz Radio, but
And on the back, it says Yippee Ki MF on the back. So, I mean, like you guys, we've said numerous times, like, I love Die Hard. So, I mean, I'm a Die Hard girl. So, as soon as I saw this swear, I was like, yes, yes, please.
yeah,
Because
I
when
haven't
people get over ugly
watched it this
swear.
year. I gotta watch it maybe tonight. I haven't watched it this year.
I actually watched it this morning because I found out that it's not streaming for free anywhere. So I just purchased it for my digital library for Amazon Prime. So that's what I did. So now I'm like, I don't have to search for it now every year. I can just have it in my library and I can just watch it whenever I want to watch it now.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of Christmas watching this year. I still another one I gotta watch is Charlie Brown. So I gotta watch Die Hard and Charlie Brown. I gotta watch those tonight.
I watched Charlie Brown twice already because I watched it once with the kids. Like I was really sleepy that night and I dozed off. And then yesterday morning, I watched it again with Khalil because Khalil wanted to watch it. He's like, Mommy, let's watch it. Let's watch Charlie Brown. I was like, okay. And that's on Apple TV,
Yeah,
FYI.
that one's been on Apple for some
That's
years.
on Apple
Yeah,
because
I know where to find
Apple bought the rights to Peanuts years ago.
it.
So,
Yeah, and it's been
yeah.
streaming. Apple since they stopped airing it on ABC, it's been streaming
Hmm.
exclusively for probably about 4 or 5 years at this point.
Yes. For people who are still kind of trying to look and didn't know, then yeah.
Been streaming there exclusively for some years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About 4 years, I want to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So, but he's like, Mommy, let's watch it. I'm like, okay. And then he said he wants to watch it. I was like, we watched it. We already, okay. I think he wants to watch Charlie Brown again. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Starting the tradition. There you go. Yeah. Already hooked. Yeah. Already hooked. I was
Yeah.
probably about that age when I started watching Charlie Brown.
And Ariana says she wants to watch Home Alone 2 because so she saw, oh, it's a part two. I'm like, it wasn't as good as part one, sweetie. It wasn't as good.
Let's be
She's like,
honest.
I want to go watch it. I'm like,
You can watch it, but I won't be watching it.
okay, we can watch it. Can we have hot cocoa when we watch it? Yes. Like, yes, okay, fine.
uh, your Christmas staples. Okay, yeah, Die Hard, Charlie Brown, Home Alone, not two.
Not two. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We watched that already.
Gremlins.
I watched Gremlins recently, yeah. Because that's
It's
on
streaming on Max,
Max.
I believe. Yeah.
It's on Max, yeah. And I didn't realize how I was like, because I hadn't seen Gremlins maybe in about 10, 12. It's been a while. It's been at least 10
I
years, probably
probably
more than
watched it
that.
about 4 or 5 years ago, so I watched it recently.
Probably more than that, maybe 15 years. It's been a really long time.
It was about 4 or 5. It's pretty recent.
It's been a really long time. And watching it back now, being over 40, I'm like, there's a lot going on in this movie. And why would they just, you couldn't follow three simple rules? Don't put him in light, don't get him wet, and don't feed this thing after midnight. You couldn't follow three simple rules.
Dun, dun, dun. Once again, just the original. Don't watch the new batch. We can skip that.
Yeah, the new batch wasn't it.
Yeah, we can
The
skip
new batch wasn't
that.
it. And then the B plot with the father with the wacky
Father
inventions.
trying
What
to
was
sell
that?
his
The wacky inventions is like
yeah,
that.
like we got a whole B plot. Like get back to Stripe, and then we don't father and shit selling his fucking gifts, his things. Yeah, we don't care about that. Trying to move his inventions. Like nobody gives a shit. It's like
And then they left the black man dead, and they left Colonel Taylor dead in the
yeah.
well, he wasn't Colonel Taylor dead, but
Colonel Pre. I know, like
he was
my memory
preach.
of that when I first, because when I first saw it, I was watching it. And Mom was there. Kept calling him Preach.
She
And
came on her preach. I remember that. She was like, preach.
Preach. It's like, yeah, foolish. No, like that's. And I hadn't seen Cooley High yet at the time. It's like that's.
Yeah, we hadn't said Cooley High. Yeah.
Like, then when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that is the dude that got killed in Gremlins. Okay, when I saw Preach, I was like, that's
And
what.
then years later, like, hey, Colonel Taylor, hey.
The guy that got killed from Gremlins, Colonel Taylor.
But yeah, they left him dead in the schools. Like, okay. think that was kind of, but whatever.
Well,
Oh,
he had it coming. So
he had it coming. Boom,
yeah,
boom. He had it coming.
watch with the
Boom, boom.
gremlins. So yeah, Preach kind of had that one coming. Another
Oh,
Chris.
and then another one, of course, that I watch is Trading Places. I watched that one first. I did watch that first.
Yeah,
Like I want to say I watched that around Thanksgiving. I want to say I watched that.
because that's around when it starts. Because then they yeah, like it's not
Yeah.
so cool being a
Be a
turkey.
jive turkey during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a good one to watch around Thanksgiving ish.
Yeah. Because it basically takes place like through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then
No,
ends pretty much with New Year's.
because it ends with Merry New Year when they on the train for New Year.
Happy New Year.
Which I got to shout out our brother. I'm like, I'm gonna take a train trip on New Year's one year. See if it's wacky like that movie. Like, I'm gonna ask him, like, yeah, it was like, is it wacky like that on New Year's Eve on a train? Like,
We
yeah.
are moving. Just as long as you don't see no one in blackface say a boyka 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 ha.
Or in a gorilla suit. It might be Clarence Beeks and shit.
But it's funny that because like I said, that's another one that's in my digital library because I bought
You bought a couple of yeah. To you bought,
it streaming.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna buy this stuff and just so now I have it in my library. And that was one of them that like when you watch Trading Places at the beginning, smoke, blackface, like that's blackface is the one.
What's the name was Mortimer dropping the N bomb. It's like all that.
It literally says no blackface. And I'm like, oh, I guess that would be a trigger warning for people. I guess now. I don't know. I mean, we thought it was funny in 1980, whenever it came out, whenever this movie came out, 83, whenever this movie came out.
Another Christmas staple I like to watch as well too. Is A Christmas Story. It's another one.
Okay. I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, you put your eye out and shit. Yeah. He really did put his eye out there. 40-year spoiler.
Of course, Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty,
Was a
yeah.
jolly happy soul. I haven't watched Frosty yet. I think Frosty was on YouTube, I wouldn't say, I think.
Okay.
I think Frosty's on YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's the last place we watched it, was there. But I gotta get a couple more of my holiday favorites in.
No, he's controversial these days because of his choice in wives. I still like Enemy of the State. It's a good one. Good slept on Christmas classic.
Choice of wife.
No, Alopecia Keisha wasn't in that. They had Regina King played his wife in that, which was a better choice. At least they didn't cast Alopecia Keisha in that movie.
And Lisa Bonet was his side chick.
Yeah. It was Margot Robbie in the movie. So they should recast it. Yeah, lost them Enemy of the State with Jada Pinkett Smith and Margot Robbie.
I'll leave that one alone. But no, Enemy of the State was a good slept on. It was a good slept on movie, period. It was.
People don't think of it as a Christmas movie, but he was doing his Christmas
I
shopping when he
think it
ran.
was highly ahead of its time. It was way ahead of its
Great
time.
cast: John Voight, Jack Black, Scott Conn,
Scott Conn,
Jamie Kennedy, like
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, the legend. Yeah, it had a cast in that. Will Smith, before I didn't even mention his name, I just mentioned his wife. Yeah, but Will Smith starred in that for those that don't know.
It was a really good movie. Really good movie.
Quite the cast. Like I said, Lisa Bonet, Regina King. Yeah, it was a great.
So how many like Oscar nominees / winners were in that movie? Like I'm trying to count down.
Cast, yeah. Hell of a cast, yeah.
Because like John Voight, Will Smith are Oscar winners.
Regina King.
Regina King is an Oscar winner. Isn't Gene Hackman, is he a winner?
I believe so. I gotta look back.
I want to say he is. If not, I know he definitely got nominated. I know he's definitely a nominee.
Yeah.
So you got all these Oscar, this talent.
You got Lex Luthor. You got Deadshot. You got
you got Riley. Put some respect on Riley and Huey.
Riley and Huey. It's like, yeah, so you got some heavy hitters. Denise Huxtable, you got some heavy hitters in that. Yeah, Angelina Jolie's daddy and shit. Like what? Hey, what a lineup! It's like he created her, so you
Yeah,
got to give credit.
you got what's his name? I forgot what Jack Black's name was in School of Rock. You got him.
I got what you got. Nacho Libre. That's what I
Nacho Libre.
got. You got Nacho Libre. You got the real Napsters and that.
Oh yeah, what you call it? Seth
Yeah,
Green.
that's
Yeah.
Green. Yeah.
The real Napster. Oh, you
You got
got the
one of the
guy who wrote
Malloy brothers. Yeah.
you got the guy who wrote Misery's son.
Yeah. The Misery. Yeah, you got
The Misery author's son. You got him.
one of the Malloy brothers from Ocean's 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because they
well,
were like virtually unknowns, like
most of that
Jack
cast,
Black,
like
Scott Conn, and
outside of
Seth.
like Will, Regina, Gene Hackman, and like John Voight, most of them were unknown.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
were unknown.
of course,
So
Lisa Bonet, outside of them, like most of their cast was like unknown. It's like,
I think it's just something just so gritty and raw, just seeing like people early in their careers. And when you look back at some of their work, you could tell like, okay, they were going to make it. You can look and tell certain people, even though like they may have been in a movie for like 5 minutes, you're like, they were going to make it.
especially a movie like that is like you like okay, how much would it cost to put that cast together like 5 years later? Like how much would it have cost to put that cast together like a little bit after?
A lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Even Will was still early in his
He
blockbuster.
was rising. He was a
He had
rising
done
star.
Independence Day and Men in
Men in
Black.
Black.
Still early in his run, yeah. Like during that time, yeah. So he hadn't like hit like A-list Will yet. He still was like early in
Mhm.
his run, yeah.
But he was a star on the rise.
Regina King was still in the phase like she was doing like John Singleton, but she was in that phase still. She
But
hadn't
she
like
was transitioning from I'm not a child actor anymore.
that,
I'm
but yeah, she was still in that phase of her career.
transitioning, yeah. And John and Gene were legends already at that point. They were. So
Yeah,
really, like, those two were like
yeah.
the legends, John and Gene. But the rest of the cast is pretty much like, okay.
Check out Enemy of the State. Highly recommended. Yeah.
Yeah. Came up with like 97, I want to say.
Eight, I believe, something like that. It's around
Right,
that.
like 20, it was over 25 years ago. So it's an old movie, but
It's
it
touched on, yeah.
it rings true of what's today.
It predicted the the government spying on us. It predicted
Invasion of privacy, basically, and
the what they call the Patriot Act. This is before that, because before 9/11. So they called it then like the Patriot Act. They called it in that movie. Basically, they predicted the Patriot Act. Yeah. And they had a little dog that looked like Jax in the movie too. I just thought about.
that dog was cute.
Will and Regina had a little Jax looking dog.
Jax, no. Jax is adorable though. He is. Would Batman Returns be a Christmas movie?
Batman Returns. Like, I'm a Batman guy, so I'm down. Yeah,
I mean, it
I'll
was
allow it.
Christmas.
I'll allow it. Yeah,
It was
like,
Christmas. I mean, some of the stuff was
Batman's the
kind of
goat
weird
to me.
with
Batman's the goat to me.
like with Catwoman and the Penguin. He was kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like Danny
Penguin,
DeVito as the mutated Penguin was weird.
he went from being crime boss
A
to like
crime boss,
and shit. Is like yeah, to like it's like
Kingpin shit. Yeah, because
yeah. So
Kingpin. Okay, because see Kingpin,
and,
Emperor Penguin. It
yeah,
kind of matches, but then they
that's
made
what
him
he
like
was
a
always
mutant
was like
freak.
throughout the comics, and even on the '60s Adam West series, he was still a crime boss like type character.
Yeah. And
Like
in the Batman, he was a crime boss in the Batman movie.
Batman, they brought him back, and then on Gotham, the Fox series, he was an underling there, like on his rise to crime boss. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah.
And they made him like just weird, and
Like
it
a
was just
boogeyman who lived underground where penguins
the
live in Gotham.
penguins in
And they
Gotham.
live in Gotham for some reason, not in the South Pole. They live in Gotham, and then
And he had a duck car, aqua car thing. It was weird. It was a lot going on.
I
I
did
like
like
the
I did like Michelle Pfeiffer.
I was I like Selena Kyle's story. I did like her story. I liked hers.
Yeah, but that penguin they could have kept it.
Yeah. once again trying to cast too many villains that because sometimes that can get to be a mess. Like when people cast too many, like Spider-Man 3 is like goes to the top of my list for that. I
Spider-Man
know we're jumping all around, but that just popped in
and
my head.
Batman and Robin too. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, it's like
We're
just too
doing too
many
much of
villains.
it too. Like it's
Like
like
you should only have one main nemesis per.
Spider-Man 3 could have been like at least two, maybe three movies. It's like because like Sandman they barely did anything with like Venom was kind
Them
of
they did nothing with.
as and then it could have just focused on the whole Hobgoblin thing,
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
it could have just been Harry versus Peter.
That's what they had built up from the first movie. And then Sandman could have been a movie, and then Venom could have been a whole. Which they got a whole Venom series now, so it shows that Venom could have been his own thing. It's like Venom
Yeah, who
didn't have to.
really believed Topher Grace as Venom? Who believed
But
that?
like Topher was like,
That sucked.
yeah,
That just sucked. It did. Because
no,
Eddie Brock was like 6'4", like 230. Topher Grace is like my size. It's like that didn't match. That didn't come on.
Sam Raimi explained that he said he
Come
wanted
on.
Venom to be like the mirror of Peter Parker. He wanted Eddie Brock and Peter Parker to be like mirror images, but the comics it didn't do that. Like, Brock was a big
It was
hulking.
like he was like 6'4", 230. He was a big dude.
So we want him to be like an evil Peter Parker. That's what he wanted his vision of Eddie Brock to be.
It fell flat. I get what you were trying to do, Sam, but
Because Tobey
that
Maguire and Topher Grace, they kind of like similar. Like that's what he was going for.
it
But
sucked.
Spider-Man 3 thumbs down. It's like
Because then you get too many villains, and then it's like just because like you think about even if you run a regular action movie like a superhero, it's gonna be about 2 hours because
that's
movies
where
are
we
just
at now.
longer now.
2 hours are like most of these are like over 2 hours. Most of these recent
I'll
action.
just say 2 hours. I'll be conservative and I'll just say 120 minutes. So I'll say 2 hours. You only have so much screen time. So if you have three different villains, how are you going to get to
Especially like
develop their
and they
stories?
all new villains. They all need origins too. It's like
Yeah,
not like you established of one in a previous movie and you bring him back. So for like Spider-Man 3, you had to like still the origin of all three of these.
Sandman, how he was just
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
wanted to get he was just a guy who was just on the wrong side of crime because he had a sick daughter and he wanted to just provide for his sick child.
Yeah.
So he chose a life of crime to provide for his sick child. You had to establish that. Because like with villains, the thing about establishing a really good villain is
They need motivation.
you want to have like where the audience has some sympathy for them, but can hate them at the same time. It has to be
Yeah.
that fine line that you want because if somebody is just too evil, then nobody's gonna like them.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
Mhm.
But you want to have it walk that line where it's like, yes, this is a fucked up person, but look at what happened to him, and this is why he's fucked up, or why she's fucked up. This is why they're the way they are. And then you garner that sympathy from the audience, so you'll have people oh, I can see so and so's side. I can see. I may not agree with it, but I can
The
see it.
example coming back to Batman is like the Joker. It's like, yeah, he got thrown into some chemicals. He's
A
deformed.
vat of sulfuric acid
He's
or whatever.
deformed now, so that's why he's crazy. He's fucking deformed. It's like so
He got
they,
shot in the face and had that.
yeah, the Joker
I
is
still
like
gotta watch the Joaquin Phoenix. I have
Joker,
to
yeah,
watch the
the
Joker. I have to watch
standalone
that
Joker, yeah.
because I heard that one
It
really
shows it's Joker's
pulled
origin
at your
story.
heartstrings. I heard that one really pulled at
It
it for
shows
you.
like Joker really was like he's a product of mental health. Yeah, he's a product
Mental, like that he was abused and he was because I heard there was a lot of like abusing a lot of that type of stuff with him, and that's why he was so
came the Joker. Yeah.
gone. Which I mean, I said I know this is like this is one of like the greatest like what if things like what if Heath Ledger had never passed away, then if he would have been able to tell the origin story of the Joker
Yeah, you
that
know that's where they were going with it because like
yeah, if
Joker
Heath
was
Ledger
heavily
never passed
in
away.
Dark Knight. So you know that they probably had come up with the idea then is like, yeah, we're gonna do a standalone Joker movie. Like
Mhm.
that's probably what he came up with the idea, like during the Heath
Mhm.
Ledger, the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Mhm. But Joaquin obviously did an amazing job because he won the Oscar. So I
Yeah,
mean, he
they
obviously did an
both
amazing
Oscar
job.
winners. Yeah, both Jokers won the
Yeah,
Oscar.
he did amazing. So, but it just would have been like, because after watching Heath, I'm like, okay, Heath is a Joker.
He
After
is like
watching
the
him in Dark
quintessential
Knight, I was like, Heath
Joker.
is a
Like most
Joker.
people, like he's the
Sorry.
quintessential Joker. It's like Jack was great, but Heath is like the quintessential Joker.
I'm like, Heath is a Joker.
Yeah, he's like when you think of Joker, like I think of that
Not
version.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto never happened. But
Not Jared Leto. He was trash. But
except if you're our mom, then it'd be Caesar Romero. That's her point. That's her quintessential Joker.
showing her age.
But I liked Mark Hamill's interpretation. He did him on the Batman the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Luke Skywalker, yeah, yeah, that Mark Hamill, yeah, Luke
That
played
Mark Hamill.
Joker. Like, yeah, like, people wonder what happened to him after the Star Wars. He started doing voice acting, and his most
Mhm.
famous character is the Joker on Batman animated series. It's like,
I just think
yeah,
about one of the Simpsons when Homer was carrying
Yeah, with Mark Hamill, he's like the bodyguard. And,
and
got my lifesaver. It's like he had to go back for it. Oh no, there it is. I already got
it's
it.
my lightsaber. That's what I think about when I think about Mark Hamill. I think about that episode of The
Once
Simpsons with
again,
Homer.
another voiceover. He did like a lot of voice acting, like after because you didn't really see him after the Star Wars. You were like, whatever happened to Luke? Is like because he transitioned into voice acting.
Minding his business. That's what happened to him.
Joker is probably his most famous role, like on the Batman the animated series.
That though, because people get to be so, especially the fact that he was in Star Wars for God's sake. That's
Yeah,
like what's the biggest franchise ever? Number one answer. That's gonna be a Family Feud question. Biggest franchise,
Star Wars.
Star Wars. That's number one.
I
Gotta be
looked at
number.
one of the time lapse videos. They had like the biggest box office from like 79 to like 2019. So like was that a 40-year period, something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, like 40 years, give or
40
take.
year
Yeah.
period. And like the
Mhm.
one movie the franchise that never left was Star Wars from
Star
70.
Wars.
Because like other ones like kept popping in and popping out is like I knew it like when 85 said Back to the Future is gonna jump in here. You
Yeah,
could
Back
tell.
to the Future jumps in. Yeah.
And then that stays to maybe like 91, 92, and then it comes
Yeah.
out. It's like, yeah, like different franchises will pop in and
Back to
out.
the Future ran from like mid 80s to like early 90s. It ran.
Yeah.
Back to the Future
It
was
was
strong. It had
yeah, it had
everybody
a good run. It's like
strong. Yeah.
and Batman lasted, yeah, because like 89 is when they came in. And then they disappeared, obviously, after the fucking Batman and Robin. And then once the Batman Begin came, just stayed in from there on, like until
So that
now.
was about a decade from Batman to Batman. Robin was about a
Yeah, it was
decade.
about 8, 9 years or something
Yeah, it was
like
about a decade.
that.
And then after that, then Batman Begins
And
was
ever
like,
since that Batman Begins, Dark Knight
yeah.
Rises, and then like Batman versus Superman, all of the current Batman stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. The Batman, like all of
The
those.
Batman. The Batman was really good.
Yeah. So
His
Batman had a
mom was
good
really
run.
good.
Shout out my favorite Batman. Of course, the MCU, like they like I was it 2008, I think was when Iron Man came. I think, yeah. I think that
Yeah, like '08 Iron Man
was it
came.
Iron Man. It was an Incredible Hulk, which is the start of the MCU one. I think it was Iron Man. That's the first one.
Iron Man started.
Yeah.
Iron Man, yeah.
Then so it's been whatever year that was, '08, it's been in ever since. Like the MCU never left. It's
For
like
like
they, yeah.
17, 16 years,
Of
whatever.
course they shot to the top during most of that run too. It's like
Hmm.
um what's the name? What's
Indiana Jones, I'm sure had like
Indiana
pop-ins and
Jones
outs
had a good
here.
run in the '80s because they
Indiana
started
Jones.
'81 with Raiders, and then they lasted throughout the whole '80s. And like because I think Last Crusade was '89, so they
Hmm.
pretty much ran the entire '80s from
The
'80
'80s, yeah.
Indiana Jones. Superman had a good run because they had the Christopher Reeves movies. Then they had the current ones, yeah, the
Hmm.
Man of Steel, like the newer ones. Like so Superman was in and out. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, popped up and down.
yeah. But it was pretty cool at times. The Star Wars, the French
Mhm.
franchise that never left. Another one that was in and out, like which was 007, yeah. Like it's
Oh
Bond.
yeah, 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 yeah. Dun,
It didn't stay the whole time. I thought Bond would be there too, because like Sean Connery was making the Bond movies back in the '70s. Like, but
dun.
I guess sometimes Bond wasn't as popular as others. Like it dropped out a couple of times, but Bond was most of the time it was
Did
in
what you call it ever break through any of that? The Mission Impossible breakthrough?
there. I don't remember. I'm gonna try to find the
Because they
videos.
had some pop in and pop
That
outs.
time, damn it, yeah.
Because I know the first Mission Impossible was like 1996, I want to say. And they had, and they're still doing Mission Impossible movies like now. Like Tom Cruise is like 60 plus, and they're still doing Mission Impossible movies. I
I
think
want
like what like those big franchises. So I think that would just really just knock it out the park. Like
these are
the only
just high profit movies. I want to find the one with the franchises, yeah.
mm-hmm.
because I found the one with
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic definitely had a great run.
Yeah, they
The
had
90s, they might have dominated the 90s, Jurassic
mhm,
Park. Yeah.
with Jeff Goldblum, The Fly. And then yeah, because like they had a nice
I
and now
found
it's
it. I'm gonna watch him unmuted though, because it might have music and shit.
what's his name? Chris Pratt now he's in the new ones.
Oh
Chris
yeah,
Pratt.
yeah, Star Lord, or whatever,
Star-
yeah, whatever.
Star-
Okay, I found the video. I'm gonna share it real quick.
Okay.
I muted it so because I don't know what kind of music it got on this goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
because
We don't want our shit taken down for like
yeah, because it'd be like music and
copyright,
copyright infringements.
copyright claims. Is like, yeah.
Oh,
So
The Godfather.
but
Okay.
Jaws, like obviously they like, but Jaws, the last Jaws came out like 88. So like so Back to the Future got that wrong. It wasn't no Jaws 19 or whatever. Because like after 88, they lost. See, Buffalo said Godfather, Superman. Yeah. This is all of this from 79. So like, yeah. Star Wars
Mhm.
never leaves. Like most
Star
of
Wars
all the other
never
ones
leaves.
go in and out and shit. Yeah. So let's see what we got. Alien. Yeah, they had a good run in the 80s.
Alien, yeah.
So let's play it. So yeah, we said the quarter. Yeah, yeah, we're going into 1980 now. It's still Star Wars is gonna be number one for a while, by the way, because Jedi don't come out till 83, so like they're gonna be up there for a while.
There's
Um,
Andy.
Friday the 13th just slid in. Indy came in at 81. Rambo, that's
Rambo.
a great franchise. I mean, Terminator is gonna come in there too, like probably 84. We're gonna
This
get
feels like watching stocks now.
awesome.
Doesn't feel
Andy's
like watching
moving up.
stock.
Andy's moving up. He might not
Oh,
jump.
Beverly Hills Cop. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
they had three. Remember, they had
Yeah,
three.
they did.
Every
Ghostbusters. I favorite
Ghostbusters had
Ghostbusters.
2 movies. Yeah. Anytime you get a sequel, like that's more money.
One of my faves, Back to the Future, of course.
Mhm. Beverly Hills Cop is in the top 5 now, baby.
Do, 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 do,
Ghostbusters
do,
still hanging.
do, do, do,
Back to
do,
the
do.
Future came in 85, like you said. Yeah. We going
Mhm.
into 88 into 89 now. Yeah. And we know Batman's gonna come like by summer of '89. Batman's coming. So Batman might knock Superman out
See,
hard.
Back to the Future Rising. Home
Home
Alone. Yeah, Home
Alone,
Alone,
yeah.
of course. Yep.
They had like several sequels. Terminator. There's my
Oh my God.
Terminator again. I know the. There's
Um,
Batman, baby. There's
Batman.
Batman, baby.
I'm Batman. Oh, Lethal Weapon. Yeah, how can I forget about Lethal
They had
Weapons?
4 movies, Lethal Weapon, yeah.
Mhm.
Beverly Hills, because they had the part 3. They about to drop out after that because 3 was terrible. So Beverly Hills would be gone by 95. I knew it. 007's back in because they came back. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yep.
Of course.
They had 4 or 5. Yeah. Even though the
Yeah,
last
they
one
had
wasn't so good.
several.
Jurassic's about to take the top spot finally. Star Wars lasted until 1997 in that top spot.
Oh wow, Back to the Future is still in there. Wow.
Yeah. Because those movies made a lot of money. That's why
People love Back to the Future.
Jaws finally dropped. Toy Story.
Toy Story. Yeah.
Back to the Future still hanging around 2000. They still so like other
Mission
movies.
Impossible. I called it. I
There's
said Mission Impossible. I called that.
there's your Mission Impossible. Harry
I,
Potter, yeah, of
Harry
course.
Potter.
Lord
Okay.
of the
Lord
Rings,
of the
made a
Rings.
shitload of
Movies
ton.
I've
That's
never
gonna move.
seen.
Lord of the Rings gonna move up to the top. Like I can see it already. It's like it might knock Star Wars out. Lord of the Rings is gonna knock Star Wars out.
Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah, another great, a lot of money. Here comes Spider Man.
Spider-Man.
Raimi movies,
Spider-Man.
like yeah, the Batman still hanging around. And then Batman. That's when
Batman.
Batman began.
Shrek. Yes.
Shrek was big. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of
That was
another movie
huge.
I've
Yeah.
never seen. Another
I
franchise.
forgot about that one. Harry Potter took the top spot from Batman finally. Yeah. I mean, from Star Wars. Yeah. Batman still. That's when The Dark Knight came out in '08. That's why Batman
Yeah.
back up. Yeah. His Dark Knight came out that year. '09, we in. Harry Potter is dominant. Star Wars never dropped out of the top
It
2.
never left.
It's been 1 or 2 since we put this thing on. That's how big Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Shrek moved into the 3rd spot. Now Pirates is in the 3rd.
Twilight. Another one I've never seen. Twilight.
Yes, the MCU. MCU
about to take over now.
They're about to move into the top spot. MCU is about to take over from
MCU about to take that shit over.
Harry about to fall out by like 14 or 15. We already in 2013, 14. Yeah, here comes they're about to knock out Harry Potter.
Yeah.
MCU, and they probably gonna stay there the rest of the video. MCU is probably gonna be there. They not gonna drop.
Fast and Furious. Yes.
Furious. They got like 9 movies. X-Men, yeah, they had a bunch of
X-Men.
movies. Star Wars is still hanging on.
Yeah, they never left.
Batman's like still hanging on too. Yeah, and it dropped. There's the Avengers.
Avengers. Yeah, of course.
DCU is coming in. That's
DCU.
yeah. That's like Suicide Squad. There it is. Yeah.
That was a cool video.
Star Wars never dropped out of it. Yeah, that's what's crazy. But that's the one franchise that never dropped from '79 until like 20,
And
Star.
some of them we did call because I was like, I think Mission Impossible should be called because that was big. I was like, that was a big one.
Back to the Future, I knew. Yeah, Indiana Jones is a big one that you mentioned. Yeah, he said
Mm-hmm.
they had a good one. Batman was mine. I was like,
Not the
Batman.
Crystal Skull. That was not good.
Yeah, Crystal Skull never happened.
Shia LaBeouf.
The OG3 we talking about.
That
Raiders,
never happened.
Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. That's what we talking about.
Never happened.
Not Crystal Skull. Like, sorry, Shia LaBeouf. Did Transformers make that list? I still speaking of
It
Shia.
did. Transformers was in the list, yeah.
They had a
So
good
Shia
one.
LaBeouf still made it.
Shia LaBeouf got his and shit. You can talk shit about him all you want. He got his and shit.
And Sam Jackson made in two things with Star Wars and with MCU, which is why Sam Jackson is the GOAT for highest grossing.
Highest grossing actor of all time because that's some of the franchises he's been in. It's like,
yeah, he's the GOAT.
But yeah, that was interesting. I was like, that's pretty dope. It's like
yeah, I like looking at stuff like that because it is just cool just seeing like stats and just really focusing on that to see like
the data. Yeah, like look on it.
Star Wars. So
never left. Yeah.
Lucas made the right decision to take royalty.
To take the percentage instead of like taking the upfront money is like, yeah. He's like, I'll take the rights to like the rights to the merchandise. Is like, yeah, for life. It's like instead of like taking the upfront.
Which is why he's a billionaire several times over.
Because of that, because the movies he made almost 50 years ago, yeah, like 45 years ago, they still matter and shit now. Like people still, like I said, like I am your father, and yeah, and the Death Star, and people still like, like
that people say Darth Vader music.
Yeah. The Millennium Falcon, people still talk about that shit to this day, man. Come on.
R2D2 and C3PO.
Yeah, R2 and C3PO.
Because Ariana, we got her an art kit for her for the holiday season, and it was like a wooden mannequin that was in it, and then she painted it gold, and I was like, this looks like C3PO because it does look like, because she painted her wooden mannequin gold. I don't know why she painted it gold. And that's the first thing that I said. And then Marcus said the same thing. He was like, this is like the guy from Star Wars. We both said it looked like Star Wars. Both of us said the exact same thing. And like, what's that? And we're like, okay, now I gotta show you. I haven't even watched Star Wars my damn self, but maybe that's when we can watch it, during this break. We might watch Star Wars. I don't know.
Yeah, you got Disney Plus, so you got all of them. It's like they all.
I might watch Star Wars. Why not?
Start with
I'm watching the order that you guys suggested. I watch it. I'm watching the order.
7 is like the original Star, which is they call Part 4 now, but when it originally came out, it was just called Star Wars. It wasn't Part 4.
But it was like how I should watch it. You know,
I say 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. That's the order. Because the 4 and 5 established, and then go back and watch the prequels. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after the I am your father, because then you get to watch Anakin's like origin story after
Anakin become Darth Vader.
Yeah. And then after the Revenge of the Sith, then watch Jedi, yeah. And then after that you can go into like the 7, 8, 9 after like Jedi. It's like, yeah, you can start going into like the modern Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Once you start following the story, you get into it. It's like I was always more of a Star Wars guy than a Star Trek guy because, like, you had both sides. It's like,
yeah, I'm not a Trekkie.
Never much of a Trekkie. Yeah, it's like
Captain's log. You would never, Yeah.
I never said beam me up, Scotty, but apparently so did
Captain. You never said that either.
Kirk apparently never said it either. It's like I think we got Mandela.
We got Mandela, definitely. Like, and we got there. He said, "Luke, I am your father." We got Mandela.
Father and beam me up, Scotty. Like those never happened. Apparently, those two lines, even though they probably two of the most famous lines from those franchises.
Richard Carlson never happened. Hello, Clarice never happened either.
Clarice never happened. People say, "Oh, you thinking of Jim Carrey from Cable Guy?" He said it, but then not Anthony Hopkins never said it. Jim Carrey is what you're thinking of. It's like,
Clarice.
does say it in that. It's like, it said that's what you remember in his Chip Douglas. That's what you remember. He does Silence of the Lambs, a parody of that, and then he says, "Hello, Clarice." Like,
Hello, Clarice. Yeah.
that's what you're remembering. It's like,
Damn you, Jim Carrey. Oh boy, that was fun.
we're just having some fun right now. We didn't even
Yeah.
talk about all the foolishness that's been going on the last week or so, because there's been a lot of it here.
Let's get into foolishness now. We had our fun. Let's get foolish.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Griffin. You remember that movie?
Foolish way, Eddie Griffin and Master P.
Uh,
Nah, nah, nah.
what foolishness has been occurring that you want to discuss?
Mm. Where do we start? Let's see. Um, well, let's start political. Let's go there. Former President Donald J. Trump. Let's start there. Yeah.
Yes.
Colorado said no dice. Yeah, they kicked him off of their ballot. So, and he's the front runner for the Republican, probably in all 50 states, with 49 states now, because they kicked him off of their ballot. Yeah. They say that the Supreme Court might overturn that because, like, it's conservative majority. Like they side is good. The Republicans is going to challenge that. Yeah. So
they are
to the Supreme Court, and then they might. But right now, yeah, if the election was right now, like for the primary, Trump is not on that ballot. If you're in Colorado, you can't vote for Trump. You better vote DeSantis or Pence or like Christie or fucking was Vivek Ramaswamy, and those guys are still on there.
Who's even like? My thing is, it's no good candidate on either side. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's just
It's
not.
like one of the least inspiring elections of all time because Biden's terrible. Like he's almost through a full term. It's enough to say that Biden is like if not the worst, but obvious probably in my lifetime the worst 2 or 3 presidents I've ever seen. It's like he's up there.
I won't say he's not memorable. Like it's nothing that stands out. You get what I'm saying? Like at least some people had things that stand out about them. It's
I
nothing.
can't even point out like what like everybody got like something you point out. I can't point out what Biden's.
It's nothing memorable about him. It's just not.
It was a Trump. You had MAGA and all that.
Yeah, he was, and then apparently all the shit that Trump said was sober because Trump doesn't even drink. So it's like, so he's just saying all this shit
like,
sober.
Like Coca-Cola was his drink of choice. Yeah, Trump drinks like that's what he drinks. Like, yeah.
Like you don't drink, and you saying shit like this on not drunk? Like wow.
Obama was like first black president in Obamacare. That was his legacy. Yeah. What's his legacy? It was 9/11 in the Iraq War. It's like it's like they all. Clinton is like, I didn't have sex with their relations with that woman.
Lewinsky and he played the saxophone.
Yeah. George H.W. Bush is like, read my lips, no new taxes.
And he fist fought Homer. Oh, that didn't happen.
He had 2 bad neighbors. That's what he had.
He fist fought Homer.
He had 2 bad neighbors.
That didn't happen. Okay.
Reaganomics was Reagan.
Reaganomics and what was the other one? I forgot.
Mr. Gorbachev tear down his wall was big. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Mr. Gorbachev tear down his wall. Yeah.
Where the Berlin Wall came down.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of. Mr. Gorbachev tear down his wall. That's what I remember. Yeah. Because I was a little girl, so that's like all I remember, really. Yeah.
And that's the earliest president I remember is Reagan. I can't say I remember the Carter administration. Can't say that.
Me too. Like Reagan vaguely, but like Bush Senior is like the first one I remember.
Probably really Bill Clinton. You probably
really Bill Clinton because like when I was taking the Constitution test, it was Bill Clinton by then when I took Constitution.
I think it was H.W. Bush when I took it. I don't remember. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was him. Yeah. Bush 41, not Bush 43.
Yeah, Bush Senior.
Yeah.
Daddy Bush. There you go.
That's like So they all have. I can't name Biden's legacy. Like I said,
it's nothing. If I say he's not the worst, but he's not. It's just nothing memorable. It's like you could, and that's sad. You could drop anybody in that position, and he just kind of.
Yeah. And the Democrats don't have a backup plan. It's like the Republicans have a back. Like if he does get kicked off the ballot, let's say if more states do this, it's like, and kick him off the ballot is like, or if he's convicted, like, which is still a possibility. still might go to prison. He got it's an ongoing trial, by the way. People forget about that.
People forget about
Like,
that.
if those one of those happens, they have a bench. It's like the Democrats don't even have a bench. Like you got like, okay, DeSantis, you're up. It's like yeah, fucking Vivek, you're up. It's like, yeah, they got a bench. It's like, yeah. Mike Pence, even though nobody's voting for him, you're up. It's like he'd be worse than Biden. Nobody so let's knock it off.
Well,
knock
at least we remember him. Mike Pence had to fly on his head. Like we remember
that's
that
his
about him.
legacy to
He
fly.
had to fly. So
That'd be his legacy forever.
they
To
say flies land on shit. So I mean, fly was
fly,
on.
yeah, it's his legacy.
At least he
that's
has that.
that shows you I forgot about that. That's how memorable he was. I forgot about the flies. You just mentioned it. The fly to the head is his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like who was their backup plan? It's like they're Democrats. It's like I can think of one person that and I wouldn't be excited about voting for him is Gavin Newsom, like the California governor Gavin Newsom. Like yeah, he's like the one guy. Or if they can twist her arm, which she said she's not running already, it's like Michelle Obama. That's the
Yeah,
only options. Is that the Democrats really, if they
she's
like
not.
twist her arm and say, yeah, we like Biden's tanking, we need you. It's like yeah, it's not. They don't have. They got nothing. No,
They got nothing.
who's gonna run? What's the name? Not not JB. Like he's not gonna put him on the ballot. Who's gonna
Nah, hell
run?
no.
Yeah,
Hell no.
yeah. Like you need like who's your bench? It's like they don't got a bench.
They have nobody.
Yeah, so it's really all Biden. Like Kamala, like people aren't really inspired by her like that. It's like, yeah, like they don't have a bench. It's like, yeah, I didn't even mention her. She's the fucking vice president. It's like, yeah, Kamala, like, is that who they go? He's like, I don't know. It's like, you don't have a bench. Yeah. You put all of your eggs in the Biden basket and now it's not working. It's like, so who's your ops? Like Gavin Newsom might be the only guy that, that you can put up on that side.
Which McCall is in run? What was his name? Beto. What was his name?
Beto, O'Reilly
Beto.
ran last time and got his
Yeah, I
ass.
said he's not gonna.
But I don't know if he would run again. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
And which McCall? I mean, we already like we're not trying to go like Bernie. We ain't doing that.
I think he missed his opportunity. Like,
Bernie.
2016 was his best shot. Yeah, but then what's the name? Hillary's not
We
running.
know hell no. Hell no. That's a hell no.
He's not running again. So both of them, that was their best shot. 16 was Bernie and Hillary. That was their best shot.
We know that 16 should have been Bernie.
Yeah,
Bernie should have won that election. Bernie should have been president. We know that.
That one is like the Clintons.
We know he should have been it, but they stole it from him.
The
They
Clintons
did. They stole it from him. We know that. So
the debates would have slapped and shit. Bernie versus Trump and shit. Come on. Them debates would have slapped and shit. Like that.
Bernie would have just went straight like Bernie know how to like go at people. He
even the SNL parodies. Let's go. Yeah, with what's the name? With Alec Baldwin versus Larry David. Let's go.
Okay, I know Biden's legacy. Jim Carrey playing him. That's his legacy. Jim Carrey was a great Biden. He was.
That's hilarious.
That's his legacy, Jim Carrey.
We also played Riddler and Batman. We tie all this. And he was Chip Douglas. We tie all this shit together. It's like we tie it all together.
He was Chip Douglas.
And Batman.
It's good to see
Batman
Jim Carrey.
Returns. He was Batman Forever. That's what he was. He played Riddler.
Yeah.
Like Batman Forever.
And in the campy Two-Face campy, like that was so
like a cross between Caesar Romero and he definitely was leaning off of Jim Carrey too. Like you could tell
what is this?
Jim Carrey's like wackiness brought up his wackiness. You could tell like,
it was just campy as hell. It was just
Jim Carrey was basically just playing like
himself.
The Mask and shit.
He was the Mask with Ace Ventura.
And Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill wrote in one.
That's what that Riddler was. It was that.
It's like,
riddle me this, Batman.
There's a lot going on. The other time when I saw it, I liked the movie, but then watching it back, I was like, this
The
sucks.
Schumacher Batman said they weren't it wasn't as bad as Batman and Robin, but it wasn't much better either. It's like it's not
First two were good. Like Batman and
yeah,
Batman Returns,
the Tim Burton ones, like that's when they
they were
changed the record.
good.
Like the Burton movies were better than the Schumacher movies. The Schumacher
Yeah.
ones is when it came off the rails. It's like
Yeah.
you lost first of all, you lost Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton,
They
yes.
recasting Batman, that was a big one. It's like, yeah. And like even lesser to a lesser extent, which I would like to have seen is I would like to have seen Billy D. Williams play Two-Face instead of Tom. He probably wouldn't have played him like Cesar Romero. He probably wouldn't have played him like that. I would like to have seen because he was Harvey Dent in the '89.
Harvey Dent and the because people don't think about that. Like, okay, so Harvey Dent changed races. Like, we don't
Animal
we don't
Sanders
talk about that.
it's like, yeah, wow. It's like, yeah, Harvey Dent went from being, he really like changed. He went from being Billy D. Williams to Tommy Lee Jones. It's like, I guess those chemicals really messed his face up. It's like, he says something
Harvey
wrong.
Dent was a black man. He was black.
Yeah, Harvey Dent in the '89, and then he's just Tommy Lee
And
Jones.
then he's Tommy Lee
No
Jones.
explanation. It's like, they
No explanation.
could have put another black dude there at least.
They could have.
If we're gonna do a goofy, let's just stay all in living color. Tommy Davidson should have played Two-Face. That'd have been amazing, man. Let's keep Jim Carrey and Tommy Davidson together.
No, no.
He couldn't have been worse than Tommy Lee. Black Tommy Lee Jones. Instead of put Tommy Davidson instead of Tommy Lee Jones, have a black Tommy. And him and Jim Carrey could have just played in living color.
Now in an alternate universe, I want that to happen. Now in an alternate universe, that just said that.
It's like,
I want that to happen now.
that would have slapped me.
They literally have nothing though. These, it's a hot mess. It is.
I'm not inspired unless something happens like within the next few months. Because the Iowa caucus kicks off in January. It's coming up just a few weeks from now. Like we're on election season. Like when people talk about like football season, basketball season, election season kicks off in January.
Well,
So
4 years went by fast. You think about it, because it seemed like 2020 was so long ago. Well, because I mean, we were going through a pandemic for one.
2020 was the longest year of all time, too.
2020 feels like that was about 15 years ago at this point. It does feel like it was like a long time ago.
If election season kicks off in just a few weeks, yeah, because we'd be in the Iowa caucus, and that's what kicks off the presidential election.
The best one still ever is when the guy did that.
Howard Dean, let's bring him out of retirement. Put him on. I'd vote for him just because for the wackiness and shit.
He rolled his sleeves, and then we're
going to take Michigan, New Hampshire, and then he just went nuts and shit. Yeah, he nuttied his way out of a fucking presidential campaign.
He just went crazy. He went batshit crazy at the end. So he just.
And I don't even know his politics, but just for the nutty, I'd vote for
he went batshit crazy for no
reason.
reason.
Just for shits and giggles.
He did.
For shits and giggles, I'd vote for him just because he amuses me. And like, why'd you vote for him? Because he amuses me.
We were watching. We were like, "What just happened? Like, what happened?"
Campaign right after that, it tanked the shit out of his campaign.
And he was never seen or heard from again.
Exactly, yeah. Is he still alive? Yeah.
Since he's trying to do everything, let's let Elon Musk run. Why not? Why not? Why not? We had Trump. He can't be worse than Trump. Why not?
Donald J. Trump.
Why not? Having people unqualified run for positions.
They kicking Trump off the ballot. Oh, I got one for you. Let's have Charleston White run for president. God damn it. So that's a shits and giggles vote right there.
These people.
And Democrats could have a bench because it is there are a couple of options that are like left the party, but they running independently. Like Cornel West, he's like a progressive, he's running independently. And RFK, right, Robert RFK Jr., he's running. Is like they both I guess because of Biden, they left the party and shit. So they said we'll run against him instead of like
Kennedy is a name, so that's
something RFK that people, Jr. is like, yeah.
That's a name. Kennedy's hold a legacy.
The guy that probably could could win the primary, yeah, if he was on the ballot, but he's not though. Yeah, they're not gonna have him on the primary, yeah, because he'd be on there as an independent, but not as a Democrat though, yeah. So
Hmm.
like RFK Jr. is a guy that
Hmm.
he can't be worse than Biden. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think that we need to scale the age down because it's
I
like,
said that like one thing we need in politics, controversial thing, but like not really controversial. I said age limits, term
and
limits.
term limits, 100,
And not just
100.
for president, we have term limits for president, but like we don't need these 40-year congressmen. I don't think we need.
No,
I
I'm
say 10,
sorry.
10 years is like you should do it within
With
Congress.
all due respect, as I say something disrespectful as hell, if you remember separate drinking water fountains, I don't want you
Yeah,
still
if
in
you were in
office. I'm
Congress
just
back, yeah,
saying,
if you were in Congress back in the '60s, like if you were there when they signed the Civil Rights Bill, you don't need
you don't need to
don't still
be,
the nil still need to be in politics now.
what are you doing? Why are you still here?
We don't need these career politicians. Like I say, yeah, term limits and age limit. It's like yeah,
Because you need to
and I even be generous. It's like I say 70 should be the cutoff for president. If you're older than 70, you can't be president. And that's being generous. Like
That's
I'm
pretty
stretching it
fair.
there. It's like yeah, because they have a minimum age like 35, 35,
35 is the minimum age.
35. Yeah, like 35 plus 35. I think it's fair.
Okay,
I think
I
it's
can
fair.
give that.
70
Mhm.
should be the cutoff. We don't need any
I
more.
mean, a lot of people do
We
retire
don't
at
need any more
70.
geriatric presidents. Yeah, 35 to
Because
70.
70 is, when you look at 70, 70 is the age that if you look at across for Social Security and for your pensions and all that stuff and jobs, 70 is the age that people will get their full benefits plus more. Like if you work to 70 at most jobs, you'll get 100% of your benefits and then you'll even get more. You'll
Yeah,
get on top of
if you
that.
don't retire, if you retire at 70 instead of 65, you get yeah, your benefits are like yeah,
Get everything. Like you might get like 130% of your benefits.
yeah.
Something like that, I think. Like, yeah, you get more. Like you get all your stuff. Yeah.
That Oz for president, god damn it.
Can I be your
That's
vice,
I'm coming up with good idea,
can I
Naima.
be your vice president?
Yeah, Oz emo. We got that might be the name. Oz and emo for 2024. That might be the name of this.
Would you vote for my black ass?
I was about to say, now I got our campaign slogan. I got here. We always say in the podcast, yeah, vote for our damn selves. It's like
Vote for our damn selves.
vote for our
There you
damn
go.
selves. It's like, yeah. Like Obama had, yes, we can. Trump had MAGA. We got to vote for our damn selves. Like Biden had, you ain't black. Well, that wasn't his slogan, but I just want to benefit.
You ain't black.
Don't vote for me. You ain't black. It's like
What the hell was that? That's what I was like, shut up, dude. Say less. Say less.
perfect
Like,
example.
what are we
He thought
doing?
he thought he was being cool and shit and hip and shit. You can tell they ended the interview right after that. You can tell those people are probably going crazy. Like, no,
Hillary was
they
cool
wrapped
when
it
she
up
pulled hot sauce out her bag.
right after you said it. The interview ended. It's like,
She was. When she pulled hot sauce out that damn bag, Hillary was cool
it's
doing that.
like so that's twice. That's two Breakfast
You are
Club.
not Beyonce. Have a seat. You are not Beyonce.
Oh,
Like,
Charlemagne said,
I'm black and I don't even carry hot sauce in my bag, and
why
I'm
would
black.
Charlemagne say, you know, black people gonna say you pandered to them? She's like, is it working? So,
Is it working? When she said that,
yeah.
you know the Viola Davis gif when she gets up and she grabs her purse and she's like, and she
Right.
gets up and leaves. That's what I wanted to do when she said that. Is it working?
Yeah.
And I've been saying this: stop pandering to black people. Black people are not monolithic. I know I'm stepping up on soapbox now. We're not monolithic. Everything is not the black experience. Everything is. What do you think the black experience is? What do you
Yeah,
think?
black people want what everybody else wants. It's like, yeah, you want to be able to pay your bills, take care of your family,
And you want your voice and your concerns to be heard.
you want to be able to retire with money in your pocket. It's like yeah,
Retire with dignity.
well, what anybody else wants is like we don't want hot sauce in the bag. That's what we don't want and shit.
We don't want that.
Shit.
We don't care about, yeah, you can dap me up. Yeah, you can rap this little Uzi verse. We don't care about that.
I don't care that Cardi B interviewed you, what she did interview Biden, by the way. We don't give a shit. Like, what's Cardi B interviewing Joe Biden? What am I watching?
That you can Dougie. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. I don't care if you can dance, rap,
It's like, yeah, you start being like, yeah, we just we want what every other group wants. It's like, yeah,
fried chicken, whatever the case may be. We don't care
well,
about that.
we need you eating Harold's like Paul Vallis and shit. We don't need that.
When I saw that, He with mild sauce. And who
Yeah,
gives a
extra
fuck?
mild
Who
sauce.
cares?
Paul
Who
Valley
cares?
said extra mild sauce on his shit.
And
So Hillary's saying about hot sauce. Paul Valley's got mild sauce. Let's go, man. He had mild sauce in his bag and shit.
y'all don't know what mild sauce is? Google it.
Mild sauce is. Come to Chicago. If you want to be on, let's talk. Let's be talking about his ass. Let's talk about TD Jakes. You've been watching this lately.
I haven't watched what's been. I've just been seeing little like little what do you call it? Like little just words about like I saw power bottom come in my timeline. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Mm.
Power bottom? I was like, what is this? I was so confused because like I've seen just sound bites basically about this, and I'm not sure what is occurring with Mr. TD Jakes. What was like, so what was the thing that initially
I just
jump
seeing
started
the
this?
pictures jumping off. Like I said, I don't have the whole stuff. I've been seeing like these zesty pictures of him and P. Diddy, like just been all over the internet. It's like he's like, Saucy Santana might as well have been in these shots. Like, yeah, that's not everybody been talking. Like, I'm see like what started that shit. Yeah, you know it's connected to Puff and shit, yeah. Cause like everything Puff,
Because
like
now
Puff is in R. Kelly territory now.
the
Anything that
spotlight did this to him.
anybody who's brushed up against him now, people are looking at him crazy.
And that's the thing that once you
The worst movie he made was paying Cassie off.
and Cassie,
That started all of this. It's like
Pandora's box is open now.
so had he stayed quiet, like sure, like people been saying Diddy was shady, like, but the payoff made people like, it must be some truth to that shit. Is like he paid her off quickly within 24 hours.
Within
It's like,
24 hours.
yeah. You
That's why
dead.
people have the meme now with Cassie say, if I send this to you, I want my money in 24 hours.
That's
if I send you this.
dead at that, man. But I want to see like what started. I'm gonna look that up, like TD Jakes and P Diddy. But
I
something
just saw they said he's a power bottom. That's what I saw, and I'm like, I was like, what the
apple
hell?
bottom jeans, boots with the furs. I saw that.
I
Yeah.
saw the apple bottom jeans.
Mm.
I saw that with Dwight Howard too. So
That's gonna be the new thing. It's like anytime somebody has gay rumors, you're gonna be like apple bottom jeans.
apple bottom jeans. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
But
I'm trying to see like what are the allegations.
but I have a feeling like I said this, like a lot of people, like if you notice now, a lot of R. Kelly enthusiasts are now getting to be quiet now because they were doing, what about so and so? What about it's shady this going on? And that is a true statement. It's the industry been fucked up. I'm sure it has been.
And
But
I
when you
and I'm in the industry to an extent, and I definitely know people that are way deeper in the industry than me. And I got
Mhm.
stories like yeah, I just
Mhm.
haven't outed certain individuals, but
But if you
I got stories
catch,
like that. Yeah,
but you get one fish because you want to get the big fish.
yeah,
R. Kelly was a small fish.
that was the appetizer.
You try and get the big fish. That's what you try to get now. And I have a feeling that shit is going to hit the fan. Like it's going, like people that they say was crazy. Like Jaguar Wright's been talking a lot.
Jaguar Wright, Cat
He's
Williams,
been talking a lot.
Kanye, anybody you said was crazy. It's like they started
Oh, they're crazy. Because Jaguar, they've been saying she was crazy.
now, like people are looking back. It's like she said this years ago. It's like yeah,
Like 4 years ago. Like look at this video from 4 years ago. Okay, Jaguar Wright said this 4 years ago.
yeah. I found part of this TD Jake story. It said it started with a TikToker who shared a video about TD Jake's. Said they claimed that he was previously sexually active with numerous men at Diddy's parties over the years. According to reports, the bishop is a power bottom. That's where the apple bottom line.
That's why I kept on seeing. I just kept on seeing that word power bottom in my timeline. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going
Takes
on?
pleasure in being a receiver of sexual pleasure. That's what it says. So that's what it's. So it's, apparently he likes backing that thing up for like dudes at P. Once again, like, is a reason why Oz never went to a P Diddy white party too. It's like yeah, I know people that have been to those parties. There's a reason why I'm not part of that circle. Like I ain't like y'all. It's like yeah, I'm in entertainment, but I ain't like y'all motherfuckers. It's like yeah, I'm different. I went to one Grammy and one BET awards in my life and shit, and haven't been brought back. It's like that's like 20 years ago and shit. Yeah, haven't been brought. There's a reason for that. I'm not one of y'all. I'm
No.
part of this business, but I ain't one of y'all.
And it happens like that. You can look until you can make your own assumptions and draw
Tell him
your
he had
own
his mansion
conclusions
parties
about
before his
things.
mansion got foreclosed. He had those parties. Guess who wasn't at them? I wasn't at them. I got friends that went to those. I wasn't one of them though. Yeah. So the P Diddy white parties, all of that shit is like, yeah. I know a couple of people that have gone to those.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason I wasn't at none of that shit.
And then when Cat Williams made his joke, and then all of a
Pat
sudden it's
Williams, yeah,
crazy. The
exactly.
Hollywood back room, because he made a
Yeah,
joke
yeah.
about
I
the
saw you.
Hollywood back
They
room.
gave his spot to Kevin Hart. I always say, yeah. So right after that, Kevin Hart like moved, yeah, and Cat Williams was like, yeah, like right after
And
that.
he was deemed crazy, and but Kanye, we see what they're doing with him.
Kanye now is like, yeah, even now he's stirring. He just had another one he just stirred up. Cause like, which is like the FBA movement, like they like Kanye speaks stuff that I've been hearing about for years. This is new
Hmm.
to a lot. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the FBA movement, the Foundational Black American movement. They
Okay.
basically saying that it was black people here before slavery. Is like, which is
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's a,
yeah.
it's a theory, but like you have to. There's no way to prove it. Yeah, that's what it's like
Mhm.
saying that like we came from like when they brought the slaves over and then they crossed they crossed with the blacks that were already here. That's where like that's the foundational black Americans that they made it with them. It's
Okay.
like black people that but then when the Europeans came, they separated. Yeah, so they made the light skinned ones, y'all are Indians, the black skinned ones, y'all are slaves. That's like the theory of like, yeah, that it was black
Mm-hmm.
people that were already here. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess so blame it on Columbus. Go ahead, because he did say Indians, and then like the darker skinned indigenous people is like, oh y'all, they put y'all with the slaves. It's like, yeah,
It wouldn't be the first time that they separated. Look at South Africa, because they
yeah.
looked at
Saying
color.
that happened. Yeah, it was apartheid. Yeah, so saying that happened
It
here,
wouldn't be
like
the first
back,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
before the first slave ships even came here, was black people that are already here, and Kanye mentioned something about saying that black people are like the original indigenous people, and then of course he's catching hell for that. It's like, and I was like, that's the FBA movement. That's like been a thing. It's like, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
Tariq Nasheed and all them been talking about that. Yeah. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not new to me. Like I pay attention to all of this kind of stuff, but it's new to like the mainstream. Is like the Kanye is just talking crazy, saying that blacks are the original Native Americans. It's like that's a movement. It's like saying it was blacks here. Like it wasn't just. It was like different like shades. Like you had black indigenous people, and you had the lighter ones, which is like they took them and they called them the Indians, like the lighter.
Mm-hmm.
The darker ones they just threw them with the slaves. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like he mentioned that recently and got some hell over that. So just another Kanye is crazy moment. It's like, yeah, but been a lot going on. I won't even get to Simone Biles and her husband. Like, I only want to touch on that before we wrap because we running long. It's like,
Yeah, just real quick. I didn't watch the interview, but from what the gist of what I saw, he basically said that he matched with her on this website and that he didn't know who she was.
yeah, he didn't know who Simone Biles was. He didn't know he was talking to Simone Biles. Like, what's the story with that?
That he didn't know who she was until
He
like
down
he
to
said
her.
when
Okay, yeah.
that he was out with her, and then when people started like older people, it's like, oh my God. He didn't know like that she was the Simone
It's
Biles.
it's believable. If you don't follow gymnastics, you might not know who Simone Biles.
Yeah, and that he said that he was surprised as well. I just keep on seeing him
Yeah,
around.
I heard that one. It's like that pissed off a lot, especially
But he
women.
said he's
Because
surprised.
say women, because men, unless you're Saucy Santana, men usually aren't the prize. Like men are the hunters. It's like you the one doing the chasing. It's like women don't chase men typically. Like
No.
it's like you're not the prize. We the men do the pursuing. That's like
Hmm.
actual order. So unless it's like some alphabet, like I said, like yeah, then you could be the prize if you're a power bottom like TD Jakes, so allegedly it's like yeah, then you might be then you might be the prize.
Yeah. But people are like up in arms about it. But it's like I mean, I would have to watch the whole interview and watch it in context. I said because I've just seen like snippets of
All I
what
heard is
people
people have been going in on him is like
and everybody writing their think
whole
pieces.
videos like roasting his career, saying you were undrafted, you got cut like and even now you're a bench warmer. Like people been burying him. It's like he's still an NFL player
He
making
still
over
plays for the
making
NFL.
over $1 million a year. So he's still part of the
The
ones. But he's not.
Packers no less, but I mean,
Yeah,
you know how we feel about the Packers here. We're
oh,
we're
oh,
we're from
oh, oh,
Chicago, so we don't mess with
oh.
the Packers. We
And
don't.
right now they suck just as
They
bad as
sub. I mean, they're Chicagoans. We don't mess with the
they,
Packers. We
ever
don't.
since they got since Aaron Rodgers left. They terrible now, like the Bears.
Yeah,
But
we don't mess with them. We don't mess with cheeseheads in Chicago. We don't. So, uh,
shout out
but
Mike, like my favorite cheesehead. Mike Love, Mike MF and Love. It's the only
and then the
cheesehead.
thing that she said that she was like, he's not gonna be Simone Biles' husband. I'm gonna be his wife or whatever she said. But it's like, I mean,
I
you could
saw
say
my
that, but
people going in talking about all these unmarried women going. I'd be saying they said like how you single and you complaining about their marriage. Which is the point? It's like
I may catch some flack for this, but it's a lot of people out here giving advice. I see a lot of relationship advice for people who've never had a successful relationship ever. And I'm just going to say, like, I hate to be that person, but I see a lot of people deeming themselves like they're giving advice, and it's like, you didn't date nobody. You've never dated nobody more than 2 years.
yeah.
I say to date somebody at least 2 years is successful. You need to be at least a 2 year relationship to be
Yeah, that's to
considered
really like
successful.
know who you really know each other by then, by two
Because you
years.
think about it like this, you wouldn't let somebody who's lived in 4 bankruptcies manage your finances, right?
Or a doctor who's yeah who the what would you
Dr. Nick Riviera. Hi,
let him
everybody.
operate on you? Yeah. A doctor who's never had who's had patients like more than
Die.
died more patients most
Die multiple times.
more patients died and survived. Would you let him operate on you?
Or what's another one? Or you want to let somebody who has poor health habits be like your nutritionist, your trainer who is out of shape. You know,
You're not gonna have a fitness guru who's fat as hell.
you're
Now,
you're
you're
not
not
going
gonna
to
let
have
Homer
that.
Simpson be a fitness guru, basically. He's not gonna do that. Take advice from him.
But for some reason, it's like people take unsolicited advice from people who've never had successful relationships. I'm
Facts.
just saying.
Facts.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be that person, but
Yeah. But
just saying.
I think I'm ready to wrap up. Not another damn podcast.
Yes.
Hold on, I don't even remember. Yeah, 342. Yeah, like what the
342.
hell we doing? It's like you want to support us first. We appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further? You know what to do. Give us that like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how it gets down.
And you can check me out at MSIMAH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SERAGULAEY1 on Twitter, SERAGULAEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.